One feeling I'm looking for. I don't think of them. I'm comfortable to share. My one to fish chocolate.
Meeting now.
It also has a lot of small black seeds which can't be eaten. So take care, because the seeds do not taste good.
Is that your chair? Is that your chair? Your chair. Go and bring your chair.
Yes, good morning, professional colleagues. You're all welcome to the breakfast session with the chairman, another edition in the year 2023. As other people are joining us, we are going to start the program now. So please, we hereby advise that as members are joining us, kindly go to the chat session and register your attendance by dropping your name and your membership number. Your name and membership number, and that will be your attendance. I also implore ESCOs on the platform to kindly assist us with admitting new members as they are coming in. So at exactly 9:04 a.m., we hereby call this program to order. We implore Oriofe Olamoyegun to give us a short opening prayer. Oriofe Olamoyegun, kindly unmute yourself and give us an opening prayer. Hello, Oriofe, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning. Sorry.
Good morning.
I did not mute myself. Shall we pray? Father, Lord, we thank you for the third edition of this breakfast session with the chairman. We commit this program into your hand, and we pray, Lord Jesus, that we are going to go into this program with more wisdom and insight in the name of the Lord Jesus. When we finish, we'll have the full cause to glorify ourselves. In Jesus' mighty name, I pray.
Amen. Thank you for the opening prayer. Shall we have the national anthem? The Ican anthem.
Bless God, Ican fount of treasure, in triumph of banner raised, standing stronger in harmony, building a land together. Dreams of a founding fathers, we are striving to attain our counts and values that we share through all ages be sustained. Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, noble Ican, your accuracy we cherish. We uphold your integrity.
Thank you very much. Once again, we welcome everybody to the third edition of Breakfast with the Chairman. And on behalf of our chairman, Professor Godwin Emmanuel Oyedokun, FCA, we are welcoming everybody to this session. Breakfast with the Chairman, for those who are just joining us for the first time, it's a program designed by Ican Model District, Ilupeju Bagada and this society, to interact with our members. It's an avenue for members to seek relevant clarifications on personal, career, and professional growth, and issues that borders on personal development, professional practice in the areas of audit, tax, forensic, and other consultancy are being addressed. academic development, career guidance, and other relevant issues are being discussed in this platform. So sit back and relax, and you enjoy this session for today. Once again, I welcome you all into this session. And today, myself, Tosin Akinomi, FCA, and Mrs. Biodun Davis Ogumbi will be anchoring this session. Quickly, I want to introduce the panelists for this session. Leading the team of the panelists is my able chairman, Professor Godwin Emmanuel Oyedokun, FCA, also to be supported by the vice chairman of the district, Dr. Kolawole Fatai Bisireyu, FCA. Also a panelist in the house, Dr. Chief Samuel Taiwo, Abi, FCA, the general secretary. Also, we have my immediate past chairman and also our council member, Elder Olubenga David Omidiji, FCA. I have Dr. Titilayo Enitonfowoko, FCA. I have Sandra Nwakego Moma, FCA, my chairman of publication committee. I also have in the house Mr. Olusegun Babarinde Shola, FCA, the chairman of events and conference committees. Other ESCOs will also be joining us in the course of this program, and we'll all be doing the justice to the questions being sent already. And we'll also have the privilege to take live questions from attendees of this program. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I will be welcoming my chairman, Professor Godwin Emmanuel Oyedokun, for his welcome address. Prof, sir, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you, my good brother. Good morning, my fellow colleagues, and I want to especially welcome you all to this special edition of our family meeting. Family meeting in the sense that this is the only avenue aside our monthly meeting where you could ask direct question the way you want to ask it without protocol or on other observation that you may. If I will recall very well, this should be the 3rd edition, and we thank God for how far we've been able to go in this activity. And I also want to add to the fact that this is the last for this chairmanship year, as we are winding down the activities of the district for this chairmanship year any month from now. But I can confirm to you that the district doesn't have any intention to stop it, because like I used to tell most of our members that we run a template, and this should also answer some questions from some of my colleagues that have been asking, why are we different? What are we doing differently? So this is our avenue to do that. And if you also look at the history of our district, you will agree with me that we are activities and professionally driven in terms of what we do. We don't have any slack time. We utilize all the opportunity that we have to better the life of our members. And I want to also let you recall that you must have been seeing adverts from other societies, even other professional bodies. Most of these things are tagged with price. And for us, the price tag is not what is important to us, but how our member will be better for whatever we do. And of course, we don't need to sing this. Is what you understand, is what you have seen over time work. This week, colleagues, I will let you also know that this district is blessed with people that have vision, people that just have interest of others in mind. Of course, if some of us have money, we will not just go to the street and start distributing money here and there. Of course, it's another way of helping. But if we have professionals that we have signed to be in the same profession, our way of giving back to the society, part of what we gain from the society is actually our ability to raise those that are coming behind us. And I will say it with all sense of responsibility and decorum, that in this district, the leadership of the district are successful people. They are not the set of people that will say, okay, we are in association, we want to contest this association leadership because we want to gain from it. And take your time, put any of our names on Google and see what will come out of our names. And that will also suffice as to what God has done for individual. And then if you now have this kind of like mind, it will rub on everybody, and everybody will continue to do well. We all started like any associate member from day one, and we've been able to follow with guide and God's blessing. The single ladies and gentlemen, the anchor, FCA, Tosin, and Madam Biodun, they are here to make our experience better. I am waiting for my IPC to be on ground. Once it's on ground, I will be able to also ask him to say one or two things to us and talk to us so that we can get kick-started. The single ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether the anchor still want me to continue or just welcome address like this and stop it. The anchor, they run it. Our own is to just be here on their instruction. That's the way we roll in our district. The anchor and anchoress, if this English is correct, I think I should stop now while thanking every of our members that are spending their time, despite the fact that the situation of the country warrant everybody to be more serious about their job. And I think there's no job other than being among people. Yes, I have seen my IPC. I don't know whether I should give him another name today. You know, I want to be careful in giving this name because the one I gave him last, he has not recovered from it. The name has been there. Without missing word, I think I should just say what is my father of my district, ESCO. He's the first chairman of our district. And of course, history has recorded it that we witnessed tremendous growth from his leadership, and he may not like it. I've said it that even while I was being interviewed on the day of my investiture, that fateful day, June 25 last year, that there is a template that is only going to be foolish to say that template is not going to work. And the template was not designed by just one person. All of us sat down and we designed a template. And I'll continue to say this. So that template is what we are expanding, making it robust, making it to be state of the art. And I want to tell you that the person that signed on that template, the person that actually, I don't want to use another word, the person that started it, that initiated us into this template is Edagbenga Omidiji. Edagbenga Omidiji loves to be called Benga Omidiji, but he doesn't have any choice. He's an elder. Of course, when some of them were working, some of us were saying in secondary school, he may also not want that. And I think he should actually talk to us now before we go into question and answer. Why do I always do this? You will agree with me that some of us don't know books. And when we don't know books, we want people to talk so that we can have something to talk on. It may not be convenient for you to talk, but you don't have choice. You know you can't be in our meeting and we will allow you rest. We are not going to time you. You know that is our habit. We will not time you, but you have the floor. When question and answer comes, those that relate to council, we will send it back to you. And one of those things you may not want to say, talk about is Ican election. And I think I should quickly commit myself, not you, that in our district, we have our own contesting and the details will be out later. Before God immediately will caution me, let me let you know that it is our tradition to support our own. I will expand on this later. Thank you so much as we clap to invite Elder Igbenga Omidiji to start us with word of wisdom, word of elders. And by the time he's done, you will agree with me that most of your questions will have been answered. Thank you so much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, the chairman, distinguished ESCO members, and highly distinguished members of our district. I want to once again welcome you to the third edition of our breakfast with the chairman. It's a novel idea that was pioneered by our district. I know some other districts have since copied the template. And like I always tell the ESCO, we won't put copyright on any of our initiatives, because the creativeness and the initiatives will not dry up from where it's coming from. We are a model district and will remain a model for others to tap from and to follow our lead. It doesn't matter if we are so young, we're barely 2 years old, but I'm sure that in the 2 years of our existence, we have brought a lot of innovation into district administration within the Ican family, and it's something to be proud of. It's always a privilege to speak to our members. I want to call to remind our ESCO members to please continuously post on all our platforms that the breakfast has started. And like I said the last time or previous times, our breakfast should be breakfast. It shouldn't be brunch and it shouldn't be lunch. So we won't take much of our time. And fortunately, this is a program that is being held online. So everybody can be at their own, that can be listening in from the comfort of their homes, in their cars, even those who are working probably in their offices. If you're at a party, you can put your earpiece on and still be a part of the whole process. So we don't have an excuse when we have online meeting. None of our members have an excuse not to be available. Proudly, as at the last count, our membership strength has grown in the last, from inception till now, to over 600. So I expect that at least a reasonable number of us should be at this function and join to again discuss, rub minds, share ideas, impact knowledge, share experiences, and develop ourselves. I know that one of the questions that I saw that have been sent in has to do with what is the district plans as to its members. I'm sure that probably the person that have sent in that question is new, because anyone that had joined this district in probably in the last 1 year, 2 years since we started, will have known the impact that this district have had on its members, both in terms of technical development, in terms of social interactions, in terms of welfare and sponsorship. So many things that we have done. Yes, we are also a district that takes much from our members. We don't, like we said earlier when we were starting off, one, we do not want to have a district of dead woods. One of the conditions for you to be a member of this district is for you to undertake to always be a financial member, both at the national level and at the district level. And we have zero tolerance for debtors.
We need a change, you know. And I'm an advocate of that. What happened is that we miss.
So if by the end of the year, we have people who have not paid either the annual due at the Ican level or at the district level, we will delist such members. We have no provision for debtors in our records. So we have no provision for fence sitters. You're either with us or you are not with us. And that's why, one of the reasons why we can do that is because we take special care of our members. We do so much that for for the development of our members, like I said, both technically, academically, socially, and in welfare, that you find out that this is a district to belong. We will ask for your money. We will ask for your time. We will ask for your contribution. We will ask for your knowledge. We will ask for everything. But in return, we also take care of our own. So if you're going to be doing that, then everybody must be on the same page. So I'm going to start off with members who are yet to pay their Ican dues. If by now you are yet to pay your Ican dues, by Monday, the district will release the list of members in this district who are yet to pay their Ican dues. Maybe I can talk to the chairman to give our members up to probably Wednesday so that you can use Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to pay up. But if by Wednesday, we have members in this district who are yet to pay their Ican dues, we will publish your name on our district platforms. And I'm sure a lot of us will not want that. So please, I'm pleading that as a member of Ilupeju Gbagada and this society, you must be up and doing. You must pay your annual dues at the national level. And I'm sure by May, at the end of the current presidential year, if you are yet to pay your district due, your name again will be published. And by the end of the year, if you are still on that list, we will excuse you. So please, we can boldly say this because we know that our members recognize the need for them to play their part while the district is playing its part. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to gather together as a district. Those of us who were at the last fiscal meeting, which was the second year anniversary of the district, I'm sure we all had fun. We were able to meet ourselves. And one of the highlights of the day was the district partnership that was created. If you were not at that anniversary, then you have missed an important element of the district. Because as a member of this district, you're supposed to have a personal friend, a personal contact, a personal colleague in the district. And that's what we call the district partnership scheme. We started it off at the anniversary, and those who were at the anniversary, each one of them had a district partner. But if you are not there, well, we will still look for ways to do it. For those who are not there, we expect that probably in our next month meeting, which is we're going to be again physical, we expect you to be there so that you can experience firsthand what it means to be a member of Ilupeju Gbagada and the society. I cannot talk enough about this district. I love this district. I love its members. I love the strategies we're using. I love the creativity, the creativeness of our ideas. And we can't hide. It's not about pride. It's not about arrogance, but we are proud of what we have. And that's the way I want every other member of this district to see. Anywhere you go, as far as it's an Ican gathering, be proud to say that I am a member of Ilupeju Gbagada and this society. It's something you have to be proud of. We're 2 years old, but we know where we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know there will be still time enough to talk more. I've seen a lot of people that have sent in their questions. All these questions will be treated, and there will also be opportunity for people to ask live questions. I'm sure we will give enough room for that. So once again, on behalf of the chairman and the executive members, on behalf of the grand patron, Dame Onomejo Adewuyi, past president, and the body of patron of the district, that's Alaja Titi Akibayo and Otumba Tobi Abiola. I want to welcome you all. But before I stop, I think I stumbled upon a name in the attendance. I want to confirm if what I saw is right. I think I saw a past president joining us, and that is Alhaji Razak AJ Silicon. Please, can you please help us confirm if the past president is in our midst? We can't. If he is, then we will not go ahead with this program until we adequately recognize him.
My chairman, I just check. Oh, he is. Oh, I beg. He is. Please, I just check now. Please,
okay.
Just do the introduction straight.
Good morning. Good morning. I stumbled on your flyer this morning, and I was so impressed I decided to join for a while. Hello.
We are with you, sir.
Hello, sir.
We can hear you, sir.
I think your network is fluctuating, but we are hearing you now.
Okay. So I said I stumbled on your flyer today. And when I saw breakfast session, I was so impressed that this is innovative, that it's even the third one, you know. So I said, let me quickly join you for a while because I have some other programs. Well done. I'm highly impressed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Razak Jayola, AJ Silicon, distinguished past president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. We want to appreciate your taking time, not thinking that we are so young, we are so small, but you took out your time to share in our experience. We also appreciate your word of encouragement and the acknowledgement of the innovativeness of our program. We want to say thank you, sir, and we pray that the Lord will strengthen you. We elongate your life to continue to contribute to the development of our Grace Institute. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, IPC, and also the chairman of our district. Once again, we want to thank you, Sir Alhaji Razak Jayola, for joining us. Without much ado, members who are just still coming in, please, let's not forget to register the attendance, their names and membership number. So straight away, we go to the questions submitted by our people. They've submitted questions seeking responses to these questions. And like my IPC also mentioned, we also have the grace to take live questions in this session today. So let's go to the questions. Mr. Yusuf Bashiru, ACA, is asking, what are the skills needed for a chartered accountant to be relevant? That's his first question. And the second question is there anything in place by the district to assist members who are looking for job? My chairman, sir.
It's IPC that will quickly answer that question.
Okay. IPC, sir.
Well, I don't know why the chairman wants me to answer this question. I think it's a question that will have been answered by any member of the ESCO and even any member of the district that have probably been with us since inception. Of course, when you join our district, you are placed, the first thing you do is to place you in the welcome group. That is where we introduce you formally to the district. We explain ourselves to you. We allow you to familiarize yourself with some of the rules of our district, which is not in abeyance or in contradictory to the district bylaws. So you spend some time there, and after you have paid the requisite dues and you have filled a membership form, you are migrated to the platform where you rightfully belong. Presently, we have 2-3 platforms, which is the old accountant, the medium accountant, and the young accountant. I am aware that the ESCO is having a move to streamline those 3 platforms into 2, since WhatsApp has increased number of members that can be in any particular group. So which will be the senior accountant and the young accountant. Now, why did I go to the background before answering that question? Is to tell you that as a district, we take the issue of our membership serious. And so you don't come in to join us without going through some of those rudiments of acclimatization, of information, of communication. And so when you join any of this platform, I am sure on a daily basis, there are more than 5 vacancies that are published on each of these platforms. And over time, we have had testimonies of our members who have latched in on some of these opportunities and are gainfully employed. I do not want to talk about some that were not published and members in the district were headhunted and they were given employment through the contacts in the district. So what is the district doing to ensure that all our members are gainfully employed? You can be sure that, one, we feed our members with numerous vacancies that are available. 2, our senior members from time to time headhunt within the district for placement for our members. And 3, we also develop the capacity of our members so that they can be available, they can be qualified, they can be suitable for available vacancies. But let me put a proviso here. It will not be too easy if you remain a silent member. You do not join any committee, you do not attend meetings, you do not contribute on the WhatsApp platform, you are just a fence sitter occupying a space in your own little corner. I've always had this saying, we are in a world where if you do not say, here I am, nobody is going to say, there you are. So you cannot be a silent member in a district as vibrant as this and stay in your own corner and expect the goodies to be handed over to you. You must be visible, you must contribute, you must attend meetings, you must be a part of something. There are so many committees you can join to be able to contribute your own. So you cannot just be an ocean that continuously receive without giving out. So for that person that asked the question and for other members, you agree that the district has always been active in posting available vacancies. And like I said, testimonies are bound from a lot of our members who have gained one opportunity or employment opportunity or the other through the contact and membership of this district. We can do more. We plan to do more. We are working towards to do more, but you can also help us by being a part, not just in number, but in contribution to the district. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my IPC. Sorry, sir. The first question is yet to be taken, sir. The first question is, what are the relevant skills needed by a chartered accountant? What are the relevant skills needed by a chartered accountant?
After that is not meant for me. Any member of the district can answer that.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Well, the attempt to answer that is that
my chairman is off. I don't know whether I can try for that for him. In our district, if you are looking for the skills you need to answer, we have a lot of programs in place that we call mentorship program, and various activities are in place like that to help members on the skill needed to be relevant.
And I used to tell people the number of Ican will that take you as Would that take you as just jack of all trade? The answer is no. In financial accounting, you
Mr.
need
Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman,
yes, sir.
You were off for most of the time. All the time you were talking, you were off. So
Wow.
maybe you might need to start all over.
Okay, yes. I started by saying when you were writing Ican exam, we have not less than 15 subdomain. As at the time, I can still remember. It means you must have been grounded in 15 major area of accounting. In each of these 15, we have other sub-skills in them. And that is why Ican is not just like any other. It means you must have been grounded. So those skills can never depart from you, no matter the condition in which you wrote your exam. And I now gave example of the fact that, take financial accounting, for example. A lot of skills are there. But don't forget that you can have a skill that we cut across these 15. Talk about analytical skill, even your negotiation skill, your great attention to details. Do you think communication skill does not matter? Imagine the eloquent way in which our IPC has been able to talk to us since he has been given microphone. Some may be genius and they may not be able to communicate. Then you have not done anything good for yourself. So all these skills may not be codified in a single document, but you need them. So what about professional skepticism? It's a concept, but it's a skill. And that's why when some of us are talking, the like of our Omidiji, we look at it that where is it coming from, where is it going? You are not just listening to reply. You are listening to understand the import. If you are a good accountant, you must have a good listening skill. In fact, a preemptive skill, which you think are not part of accounting, are also there. When somebody starts talking, you should know where he's coming. In fact, political skill is very important. Otherwise, you will continue to be on the shop floor of the hierarchy of need. Okay? So for accountants, in the mundane part of it, you must be grounded in all your technical skill. You must be grounded also in diplomatic skill. When you are coming from the officer's level, you just join trainee. When you get to a time, your technical skill is no longer in doubt and is no longer needed. You now need diplomatic skill. And this has cost some people their job over time. They just do things. The only thing they want to know is debit receiver, credit giver. They are not part of the system. The skills are not making them to develop. So reflect, now consolidate. Which area of accounting do you want to specialize in? I want to specialize in management accounting. Then you now go back as if you have not done anything useful in management accounting, understand it in and out, and do less of calculation, because that's the only problem some of us have. It is only calculation, but you cannot interpret why a figure is saying what. In the course of our discussion, you will continue to get more of this. Let's go on. Amos and Oluwatobi, you are raising your hand. Is it that you want to ask question or you want to answer question? If it is asking question, the anchor will tell you when to talk.
Sir, I just want to add to what you have said, sir. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Thank you, Okon.
Yeah, as a professional accountant, there are like 5 skills we have to become relevant. The first one is the communication skill. As my prof has said, the listening skill is very important. Then you should be able to provide solution. Providing feedback to all solutions is very key. Then the second one is technical skill. As my prof has said, we have to be sound in standards. These are IFRS, IAS, and other standards. You have to be very sound. Then you have to have also analytical skill, like going through the data analysis, then learning SQL. Excel is very important because you can solve so many problems with Excel. Learning Excel, learning data analysis, Python, and all those things. Those are analytical skills that an accountant should have. Then also leadership skill. You should be a leader. As an accountant, you are solution provider. You need to be on top. People need to look at you as on top because you have what it takes. So you have to have the leadership skill, the time management skill. You should be able to manage your time so that you get adequate results. So thank you very much. All right.
Thank you so much. Can we move on to the other question, sir?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the responses. We duly appreciate. And we are moving on to the second question. This one is asked by Mr. Oyegun Assis. He's asking what is the main core function of our district? Just a question from him.
Okay, that has been answered. I wanted to say it, but because I'm not an anchor, I'm just ordinary panelist today. Okay. That has been answered. Okay. The Ican has in its wisdom created chapter and district. It's just to bring Ican governance, Ican goodies to the grassroots. And are we grassroots? The answer is yes and no. So it depends on which angle you are looking at it from. If we want to, Ican want to take governance close to its member, and that is exactly why we are there today. You can imagine if president wants to have time with members today, and we have about 50,000 plus. So we are being empowered in each of the district, zone, and globally to do all this, and we are taking it closer to you. You have representative of Ican Council in executive that we have to come closer to you and give such. So the district society activity has been enunciated by the IPC, and in our district now, to zero it down, all what IPC, that is Igds, has told us is they are what we are known for. But globally, district is to bring governance and the goodies of the main Ican to the people that are chosen to be in that realm of district. Now, you cannot put something on nothing. You are only allowed to enjoy from the district if you are a member of the district, and Igds has told us what it takes to be a member. So you will continue to enjoy, and even this question will not come if you have been attending our meeting and you have been part of us. So I take it that the person is not a full member. Please join us, and you enjoy that you did. Thank you. Let's move on.
Thank you, sir, for that response. I'll move on to the third question. This one is asked by Dr. Abogun. He's asking what is the present situation of the Ican University, and it's also asking how far about the amendment to the Ican Act.
For want of knock on my head, I would have loved my IPC to quickly answer, but if you
don't
refuse,
worry,
I will say something.
I will take it. I will take it. Don't worry. Well, yes, I saw the question when the initial questions were shared, and I needed to bring up my knowledge. The Ican University is on course. The site is ready. They're just working with the NUC to get the necessary approval, and very soon we will hear from the council as to what next step to take for the university to kickstart. On the Ican Amendment Act, it has passed the second reading, is now going into the committee of the whole. And like what we're all aware, it's a season of politicking. So most members in the House of Rep are busy either trying to get re-elected or trying to get their constituency. So there had been that slight disruption, but as soon as they reconvene, I'm sure even before the end of this plenary year, it will be discussed at the committee of the whole, after which it will be sent to the Senate for concurrence. So that's the information that I can give at this stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate that response. Then I quickly move on to the fourth question. This one is also is asked by Mrs. Amafa, and she's asking two questions. She's asking what is the future of the work for an accountant, and also she's requesting to know about the suspension of studies and its impact on the students.
Okay, thank you so much. Is Madam Sandra on call? Madam Sandra, are you there? And you are comfortable to, I know you should be in a class now, but are you there? Madam Sandra. Okay, Dr. Alebiosu, are you there? I'll continue to call until I get my people. Dr. Alebiosu.
It should be there now.
Sorry, I missed the question. My chairman, good morning, sir.
Oh, yeah, now the questionnaire should ask the question. Biodun, can you help us again?
So our question is, Doctor, what is the future of the work for an accountant?
That is what I want her to answer. Now, that's the only one I want her to answer.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, the future for an accountant is bright, yeah, because there's been a lot of disruption and people are scared. How do we continue? What does an accountant need to do to ensure that we'll still be needed, our services will still be needed? Okay. Or as an accountant, what do we need to do? We need to improve our skills. Okay. There are a lot of skills out there that you need to try and come up to date, increase your Excel skills, increase, go and learn all this data analytics. There are a lot of certifications for data analysis. So you need to learn and maybe take up some of these certification courses so that, you stay relevant. As an accountant, don't worry, we are going nowhere. They will always need our services. So, but what do we need to do in the light of all this revolutions, the data, the disruptions and all of that we have? Let us just equip ourselves and take up all the certification courses relating to IT and as it relates to accounting that are available in relations to our own field. So some of us are practicing as accountants, financial reporting. We are into financial reporting. Some of us are into taxation, and all of that. Accounting is, in different phases. So, but let's just try as much as possible to equip ourselves with all the IT skills and analytical skills that are available right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Alebiosu. Sandra is available, so stay on the same topic. She should just answer or talk to us and advise us.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. And thank you, Dr. Anthony. Very good one. Yes, just to add to what you said in terms of the accountant, I know that the fear is there that our job is going away. Virtually everything we do, there's a robot that can do it even faster, better, more efficient. So what do we need to do? Looking at it as an accountant, you're either an auditor, tax consultant, and whatever. So I will just focus on from tax consultant perspective. So in terms of tax consulting, there are certain things like tax computation, you go to transfer pricing, documentation, and all that with technology, robotics, and the automated process, that can be done without you. So what do you need? The most important skill needed now is more of advisory skills. And if you look at it, I'm just talking from tax, maybe because I'm tax expert. From tax perspective, you see that tax has even moved away from the routine, compliance filing, more to board discussion. So if board members are going to call you in for conversation, then you need to have that advisory skills. So they're not looking at we make payment. How do we take tax into strategic discussion? So those are the skills that are futuristic. Then you know that a robot will not take that, but advisory skill, building ourselves into the future to be more in the boardroom, international space and all that. So that's just my point on that. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Madam Sandra. Please lower your hand so that your hand will not be paining you. Okay, that said, I think I should quickly answer the second part because I understand. Tosin, do you want to say something?
Not at all, sir.
Okay, so the second part, I think I understand what that means. And it has to do with a student that applied to study, whether in Nigeria or abroad. And most likely, it may not happen so like that in Nigeria. It's when you go to US, UK on a student visa that this kind of thing can happen. And there are lots of things that can make your institution to suspend you, ranging from you not adhere strictly to the terms and conditions of your study. If you are going and you are not attending your classes the way you should do, if you are not getting grade up to the standard in which you can, some people actually travel not because they want to study, but they are going through study. They should not forget that the visa they get, the form they get in order to apply for visa is strictly for that purpose. So when you deviate from it, they will give you some number of hours per week to work. If you do more than that and they know, they will suspend you. Now, and every other thing, some people go with families, their husband, their wife. If the husband is the primary applicant as a student, and your wife is there and misbehaving in the town, they can, if anything happens to that your wife, it will affect you. If it were to be your children, you must put them on campus, schools. If you don't do that and they get hold of that, it could create problem for you. Why do I know this? Because I get to advise people daily, and I sign for so many people. So I understand what can cause it, and I read a lot about those of our colleagues out there. So once the school suspend you, they still have appeal process from the least to the top. If you pass or if you win the appeal up to the last one, your suspension will be lifted. If you do not win, you are coming back home. And don't forget that some of you have sold so many of your property to so many of us. You cannot come back home and say you want to collect your property from us, though, because we are the rightful owner. So you think well before you go. Look at the number of course units you must take. Are you able to do it? Do you have capacity to withstand higher degree? Don't forget that proof of fund is also important. Some of us, we borrow money to prove the fund, and when you enter UK, US, Canada, the owner of the money will collect their money back from you. You are left under the bridge and you'll be scotting around. All those things can create trouble for you, and you may not be able to meet up with your study because you need to work extra hours, which is illegal over there. So the implication is that once you are suspended and you are unable to appeal as you should do, you are coming back home. So what will you tell your former colleague that you have resigned? What will you tell your church that you have done service that So what will you tell them? So those things you speak to you so that you don't misbehave. Let's move on fast so that we don't waste time.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for that response. I quickly move on to the next question.
Can we speak up, or am I the one?
Okay. I hope it's better now. So I'm going on to question 5 immediately. Mr. Debbie is asking, what are the plans to have our own permanent secretariat?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Mr. Debbie is asking.
Can we really hear, madam?
Okay. Mr. Debbie is asking, what are the plans to have our own permanent secretariat?
Okay. Madam Biodun, I don't know whether everybody can actually.
Hello, please. Was I audible? Hello?
Yes, you have, but very
I don't know whether it's only me. You're
okay, Prof.
maybe it's only me, Sha.
Hello, Prof. Hello, sir.
Hello?
Hello,
House?
Tosin.
Okay.
Okay, hello, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so the next question is coming from Mr. Adebi Festus Kayode, FCA. And his question is, what are the plans of the district to have our own permanent secretariats?
Okay, that question is relative. We need to understand what permanent means and in what context. The scholars among us will be able to, I'm not trying to create trouble in your heads, but how do you define markets? Do you define market as a place where buying and selling take place, or as an arrangement where we consummate buying and selling? If you can differentiate between the two successfully and pass down my question, then you will know that we have permanent office. Maybe when we get to the meeting, we continue with that. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Now to the next question from Mr. Ibamiji Joel Aderemi, HCA. His question is, sorry, let me first take Mr. Eze's question, Mr. Eze Larry's question. So does it mean that those of us who do not work in audit firms cannot obtain practicing license?
We will not drag this. For every profession, we have way of doing things. Please, if you want to audit, do what they say you should do. I am not qualified to become mechanic because I do not learn their trade. So if I want to be a mechanical engineer, I will go through their training. If I have not passed through medical school, I cannot be called doctor. If I have not gone to Faculty of Law of any university, graduate and go to law school, I can't be called lawyer. Please, let's not drag this. And for anybody that have ACA after your name, this will not be a question that we continue to ask. When you were being taken through your audit, they've told you the requirement to be an auditor. You will not choose from that day if you want to be an auditor or you want to follow Titi and Sandra to tax. Even when you want to go to tax, don't forget that you must still have attachment. So please, you must be qualified as chartered accountant and you must have worked with audit firm for at least 36 months if it has not been increased. That is the only time you can file. And filing for our request for practice license is not automatic. You must be seen to be qualified to do so. We should not drag this question any longer.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I move on to question 7. This is by Mr. Oyebamiji Joel Aderemi. He's asking, how can we improve on our professional ethics?
Okay, Tony Sylvia, you are raising your hand. Do you want to attend to a question or you want to ask question? If it is to ask question, please lower your hand. We will call for that later.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Titi Fooka, are you there? I know there's another meeting that we should attend, but we will soon complete this one.
Yes,
Titi
I'm
Fooka,
here.
are you there? Please talk to us about professional ethics and the need for us to be up to task on that.
Okay, thank you, my chairman. Thank you, members. Good morning, distinguished members, everybody online. In terms of professional ethics, I hope everybody can hear me, please.
Yes.
Okay. In terms of professional ethics, we'll start from the point that before we became members of Ican, we were given lectures, we were given trainings, and we passed these exams to become members. So that's a foundation we have to lay. Now, keeping these teachings and these learnings we've gotten from our professional requires that you as a person, first of all, must have your own ethical values and principles. And that must not be in disalignment with the professional ethics and values expected of you. As simple as integrity is your yes, is your no, your no. You need to develop that personally. A lot of things will come your way, and it is your own personal values that you can now use to be able to say, look, from this point, aside my profession, I need to keep to this. So it's expected that you must understand the ethical principles of your profession, your trustworthiness, your integrity, your excellence, your you're giving attention to details. You're not expected not to take due care. It's part of what is expected as accountants in terms of ethical values. You give attention to details. When you are signing off on an audit engagement or on a document, you must have done your due diligence, you must have reviewed it properly, and you must be sure to speak to it even when anybody asks you. So you need to take charge, you need to take responsibility. You cannot blame others for the failure on your part. These are all ethical values expected of you, coupled with the fact that Ican has given us some other expected ethical values. We must obey that, and we must obey every profession we say we belong, the ethical values in those professions. I think we can leave us to go and check again. If we've forgotten what are the ethical values, I know we can get this on Ican website to refresh our memory. But our own personal ethical values is the first that we must make sure we do. We must live to what we say and not just say it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Titi. I just want to drop these points. Muyiwa Aderibigbe, please put off your video. I just want to drop this. In terms of ethical value, please, as an accountant, I'm not talking about any other profession, you may need to resign from wherever your ethical value will be impaired. If you say, what will you be doing? Then I will ask you, what will you be doing if that ethical value is eroded and you are caught and you are sacked or you are prosecuted? What will you do then? It is also better for you to take decisions that people will use to celebrate you. And ethics is situational. Don't forget, and this is not ethics class, but I should let you know that is available. Mr. Shegun Shola should be ready for the next question. Anchor, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Ida is asking, what procedure should we take to persuade our boss to always file for tax remittance?
Mr. Shegun Shola, unmute yourself, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, professional colleagues.
Yes, sir.
I can barely hear Madam Davis.
Okay, the question is, what procedure should I take to persuade my boss to always file tax returns or remittance?
Okay, well, good morning, distinguished professional colleagues. I think it's pretty simple. If we are able to highlight and articulate the advantages therein, and let's not forget that taxation is obligatory. There are consequences for non-compliance. So it's up to them. But as a professional, I would say just make sure that you highlight to them. Permit me to go into the scripture. When God said, I've placed before you, Son of Man, life and death, but advise you to pick life so that you may live. So you need to highlight to your management the consequences of non-compliance and the benefits of compliance, which are very diverse. I've just mentioned maybe the reputational improvements, being the good books of the government and things like that. So I like both ends and allow them to choose, because oftentimes we might not be in the position to be the sole determinant of what to do. We probably are employees and we probably have superiors that you report to. So the much that you can do as a professional is highlight to them the benefits and the consequences of non-compliance and allow them to choose. So it will be said of you that you have done what is professionally required of you. I rest my case.
Thank you, sir. Can we continue?
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Shegun and the chairman. The next question is coming from Mr. Ohira Peter, ACA, and he seeks to know the difference between management accounts and financial accounts, and also wants to know the timing for the preparation of these two accounts within the year.
Oh, are you sure that's the next question?
Yes, sir. The other one has been taken. The other question was key because you have answered something closer to that question. So that's why I have to skip it.
Okay, so you should answer the question as well, sir.
Sir?
Answer the question.
Okay. Okay, so for Mr. Ohira, financial accounts and management accounts are two different accounts. Usually, management accounts do not usually have a format. It's not prescribed by IFRS or something. So it's an account majorly that you want to prepare to show some other informations in the organizations. Possibly we want to show pricing, we want to show some product lines. How some product lines, if a company, for instance, is into different line of products, and you want to show how a product is making a profit and the other one is not making profit, or in terms of decision making, how the price of a product should be increased and the effect of such increment in price on the bottom line. So management account will basically show all of those information. Like I mentioned earlier, it does not really have a template. It does not really have a template. It will be prepared in the best way it could be understood by the management of the company. Whereas a financial account is an account that one is being guided by a standard, which presently it is the IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. And there are templates to prepare in a financial account, of course. And we all basically also know the components of what the financial account should be, that we should have a statement of financial reporting, financial performance, a statement of comprehensive income, we should have a statement of cash flows, we should have notes to the account, we should have statement of changes in equity. So these are the standard templates that a financial account should be. And in terms of the timing of the preparations, one, basically in terms of returns, it's been expected to be prepared annually, but because of management use also, of course, financial account can also be prepared in organizations on monthly basis, on quarterly basis, half-year basis, and otherwise. So that's my response to this question, sir. Okay, so the other question you are supposed to also answer, age limit. Okay, so the other question is, thank you, sir. Yeah, Mr. Oye also seeks to know the difference between a tax account and a financial account. So my response to this question is a tax account and a financial account basically differs because of the concept of what we call profit as a net profit or adjusted profit. So basically, one is an input or of the other. One fits the other. So if you are preparing a tax account, for instance, you will have first prepared our financial accounts and will have had our profit after tax. So once we have our profit after tax, then we now come to prepare what a tax liability is. And preparing the tax liability, we will now be taking the profit as per the accounts, and we are going to make necessary adjustments by adding disallowable expenses. Of course, we all know disallowable expenses such as depreciation, impairments, general expenses, and all those disallowable expenses, and deducting incomes that should not be considered while preparing the financial statement. When I say that, I mean those incomes that will not be allowed by the tax law. So having done that, then we're going to arrive at our adjusted profit. From our adjusted profit, then, if there is a loss that is earlier reported by the company in the previous year, of course, that loss will be relieved and that loss will be deducted. Then we'll come to our assessable profit. After our assessable profit, then the capital allowance will be computed and will be deducted to the tune of the 66 2/3% as expected by the tax law. Then at this position, we're going to now come to the taxable profit. And from the taxable profit, then we're going to compute our tax liability, which is company income tax and education tax. Then company income tax now varies. Of course, it could be 30%, it could be 20%, and it could also be 0% based on the revenue threshold of the company. So basically, that's the basic difference between the financial account and the tax account. Thank you, my chairman.
Thank you so much. So can we continue?
Okay, thank you very much, my uncle. That was a brilliant response. So we move on to the next question.
I wanted to add something to that question on the question that was just raised, please.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. I'm in line with what the senior colleague have said, but I want to add something. Financial accounts, they are subjected to statutory audits. So I believe this is the direction which the question is being shown from. And they are based on your international financial reporting standard. Then they are also subjected to CAMA. They are prepared based on CAMA, which is Company Land Matter Act, and they are subjected to what? Statutory audit. That is, an independent auditor has come and examine those records to assure that those records are correct or fairly correct where an opinion is expressed. Then again, do not forget your financial account are subjected to litigation or can be used against you in the court of law. You have to know that, and that is why you see that when your accounts or your books are being audited, the tax authority will always request for your audited account, and that is on that basis where you cannot prepare your tax account or your account that will be subjected to company income tax. So you must have all this in mind. While I'm in line with the management accountants for your personal decision within the organization, some of the time the regulatory authority council requests, because according to according to the Finance Act, nothing has been left unturned from the FIRS to subject your company to. They can examine to the point of your management account. So formally, the tax authority can only look at your audited accounts and then use it for your tax computation and then examine that. But now it has gone beyond that. So management account basically for internal purpose, but financial account go being prepared based according to international standards, subjected to litigation, also subjected based or prepared based on CAMA, and they are being prepared or the opinion of an external auditor will be expressed on your financial account. Thank you.
Thank you for that addition. We appreciate you, sir. Then we move on to the next question. This one is asked by Mrs. Adiola Temitokwe. She's asking, what is the process for IT audits in a financial institution?
IT audits.
Yes.
Who is volunteering? I actually wanted Madam Odutola to answer. Is Madam doing on call? Like one or two people to also volunteer so that we can have robust. Dr. Peter should be getting ready to answer as well. Odutola, are you there so that you start?
Well, good morning, my chairman and fellow professional colleagues. Well, now, as people have said earlier on, IT is very important now because audit has gone beyond paper audits. We now do audits based on your financial records on the system, because the system will actually show you whether you have correctly posted or not. So my own suggestion is that as we are improving our audit skill, we should also improve our IT skills, because we do everything online. As they've already said earlier on, we need to improve our Excel knowledge. Even all the accounting packages like Sage, ERSP, a lot of accounting software are there now. So we still need to improve ourselves on them so that we'll be able to carry out our audits. Because you go to any client, you have to ask them which accounting package are they using for you to be able to audit them or check all your records in their system. I don't really have much because as I said earlier, a lot have been said. We need to increase.
Okay. Thank you so much. While we are waiting for Titi, can Dr. Peter also chip in something within 60 seconds? If Dr. Peter is not there, Levy, you unmuted yourself. Do you want to say something? Okay, Titi for welcome. Or you want to change your mind?
Okay, thank you. I just want to contribute, though I used to do audits, but now I do more of tax. So, but I've not lost my knowledge. So I just want to say that for IT audit is a specialized audit. It's not like the conventional way we do audits. We're still going to look at receivables, bank and everything, but it requires some other certification, things like the ISACA and all those things. So for anybody to do an IT audit, you must understand data analysis. You must also understand the basics. You must be able to check the audit trail. As things flow, you must be able to decode, understand.
Doctor, please unmute yourself. We have to mute everybody because of the person disturbing.
Okay, sorry. So like I said, you must understand the audit commands, the IT audit commands, the ID audit languages, and be able to analyze data, be able to check audit trail, and be able to know when things are going out of trend. So it requires some specialized skills and specialized certification for you to do it successfully. But that is where people are going now. That's where the whole thing is going now. So anyone who is interested in this should develop that. As a district, we are also planning to have a session which is just telling us in advance that we'll be having something to tell us about moving from the conventional audit to a systems audit or auditor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, Bob. Okay, but please don't go on. I need to also attend to it. Okay, somebody want to say something?
No, I heard my name.
Oh yeah,
okay,
now talk to us.
I heard my name, but I was knocked out. I was going to say that it's very necessary for us to going forward globally right now. I feel we should be certified. There is this CISA that is going on. It's very, very important that people who come to it. It's a very important skill that accountants, professional accountants should acquire. So I encourage people to go on CISA, Certified Information Systems Auditor. Thank you.
Okay, so let me quickly take us through some things. The question is clear. IT audit and the financial institution. You will agree with me that the way conventional organization like company and you operate will not be the same banks operate. When we talk about determinant of audit fee, complexity of audit and even the nature of the company comes to bear. So IT audit will provide a kind of risk assessment when you consider information technology, especially when we talk about cloud platforms, cyber crime threats, and a lot of financial institution examination councils pronouncement has been made. Okay, so in IT audit, you must be conversant with financial institution and the way they do their things. Even when you are auditing, Tosin and Co will tell you that the nature of assets, liability, etc. in banking system is not the same way you will audit Dangote and the likes. So most of the activities of the financial institution are tech-based, and then the likes of cybersecurity maturity, a kind of potential entry point for attacker, technology that include their core system, automated teller machine, internet and mobile application, cloud computing, and there's something we call third-party service provider. You also need to have system to understand. You can actually not be able to do effective task IT audit if you don't understand or profile financial institution very well. So you must understand cybersecurity and their control, the threats to their intelligence, and then a kind of collaborative effort therein. You must understand this. So in IT audit, you also do a kind of risk overview, and you must be sound in conventional audit. But all audits you would do, other than using your pencil to be ticking and be checking the way we check in conventional audit, will be under IT audit. And you must be very, very sound in that. So coupled with the normal accountancy certification, you must take a little step ahead in order to take some courses in financial institution operation. You must understand bank operation. You must understand even ordinary foreign exchange desk, the ability to understand the way exchange rate works, ability to understand the way system works will help you a lot. IT audit is not the same thing with audit around computer. And I think we should leave it for now. The chairman in charge of technical something has told us that she will look into it. There are a lot in that, and I pray that we'll be able to satisfy that as we continue. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for those insightful responses. We move on to the next question. This one is asked by Mr. Olowokere Olushola Jao. He's asking, as an auditor, is it professionally ethical to give Christmas gifts such as hampers or rice to client staff and also its management staff?
Anything. Anything.
My prof.
Okay, so
hello, prof.
Sorry, I was actually talking when the saw anything talk. I think somebody muted everybody. Okay, this is a very dicey question, and it took us back to ethics. I would have loved a number of us to answer this question. But you see, this question border on ethical dilemma, and I have my opinion. But let me give room for at least 2 members to say something on it. If you are interested, just raise your hand. I will take us through theories around this. I will take us through the problem about it. But at the end of the day, we will agree on what needs to be done. I need 2 people to just raise their hand electronically to talk to us. I want the 2 to raise before I will call one after the other. I have 1. Any other person that is spirit-led about this issue of AMPA? I'm wondering why Titi that normally give AMPA will not raise her hand though. I'm casting you, right? Tony Sylvia. Okay, Titi. Oh yeah, now let's start from Tony.
Okay, good morning, everyone again. I think just like Prof said, it's a dilemma issue. And you see, when it comes to dilemma issue, it becomes neither here or there. But one thing I believe is being a professional, if you are doing it from the right perspective, you have nothing connected to it, you can do it. But at what point it becomes an issue, I think it's something else that only you and I on our personal ground can say. If you go to a client's office for audit, and then the client offer you food, will you say because of integrity, you will not eat the food? That is point number 1. Again, a client can still look at it and said, well, anytime you come here, I do give you a cup of tea. It becomes an issue on the other side. I've seen both scenarios becoming big. Ordinary cup of tea, a client subordinate, a junior colleague, even a chartered member of the institute saying we give you a cup of tea. And you can see a cup of tea that worth nothing. And a client can, that same auditor can come to that client's office, bring in snacks and everything, and still offer the client himself and the workers there something. But like I said, it's an issue of dilemma and it circles around. So you must be able to look at the breaking point in between the two. Because I believe in real sense of it, there is no way during Christmas you can still, we appreciate each other. Are you not going to say because you are an auditor, you are not going to appreciate your client?
Yeah, submit.
Yes. So I believe it's a dilemma issue and you have to wait.
So are you taking position or not?
I'm not taking, I'm taking a position that is to an extent acceptable. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Shegun. Okay, Shegun Ojediran. Please, you have 30 seconds to make your point. Shegun Ojediran.
Okay, good morning, sir. Good morning, fellow colleagues. If Not technical issue. It does not monetary consideration. I've seen colleagues, in fact, generally it's a tradition where I am, where people give gifts during December. Actually, clients give gifts to my office, and my office also prepare souvenirs and gifts to others. The only thing is when it becomes a monetary consideration, then it can raise ethical issues. For instance, if the client is the type of client that seeks business, it can become ethical. I've had situations where senior colleagues might have to want to know if you were given anything, any inducement, in case they see that you have a bit of a tendency towards a particular client. And most of the time, it's just basically the fact that they get the business done. So it's not a case of saying that receiving gifts is wrong, but it can be wrong if there is monetary consideration. There could be business meetings that could happen between a business partner and so it's not really a technical, it's not really an unethical, it's not really an ethical issue, except where monetary consideration is being made. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Samuel Abe, please off your video now. If you are not the one speaking, please don't on your video. Everybody, please off your video, please, please. I'm still seeing some people with their videos. Please just check that your video is not on. Whoever is using Samuel Abe's account, you off the video. I've been trying to off it and it's not doing it. Okay, so Adedoyin, please 30 seconds. And I need you to just take position. If you don't want to take position, just tell us you are not taking position.
No.
And don't let us drag it.
Thank you, my chairman. My position is yes, first. Then, you know, in our accounting, there's what we call PR and gift, which is allowable.
Can you off your video? So, can you off your video?
As I said earlier on, in our accounting, there's what we call PR and there's what we call gift, which is allowable, which is in our account. So, but the issue now is that it becomes like dilemma in the sense that if it is beyond a reasonable amount, but at least it is part of what we call the political, what they call the lecture we had last, political governance, because sometimes all these gifts adds to our profits. It boosts us. Because if you don't give, they might not come back and meet you. Because I've seen it in a lot of ways in my own operations.
Adedoyin, the question is, as an auditor, is it professional ethical to give Christmas gifts? Let's just be on that.
No, I've said it earlier on. It is ethical and it is good, but it should not be too much that it will affect the operations. Because even in our account,
let me directly ask you some questions. Because you are auditor of repute, I'm putting it to you that as an auditor, if I'm your client, you need to give me Christmas hamper if you want to. Yes or yes. Don't explain.
Yes, during Christmas, when I'm celebrating with you,
off your mic. Oh, yeah, off your mic. Titi has run away, which is okay. Tosi, please off your
I'm still here. I'm still here. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Titi, please, without using mathematical table.
No, I won't take your time.
30 seconds.
Okay, I'll come from this point. Do we have a policy? If you have a policy, yes, we get it within our policy. Now, you must have a limit. The moment the gift is going to impair your independence, you're not going to go. So that's why there's always policy, a limit, and the nature of what we give. So most times, audit firms give what we call corporate gifts, rather than going all the way of a bag of rice or something that somebody else can take to be something of trying to influence your independence as an auditor. So most times, auditors do what we call corporate gifts, and that's what they give during Christmas. And with that, it is allowable. Thank you.
Okay, Anchor, I take it that we have just only one question. And my IPC, you may wish to talk on this, but let me quickly take the distinguished members of our district on some concepts that will make your mind to be open. And I'm doing this as a forensic accountant. There's something
Chairman,
we call bribe.
two more questions to go, Chairman, sir. Just to notify you, sir.
Two more questions. Okay,
yes, sir.
Two more. Okay, so no problem. So
okay,
I think this border on our aspect of our ethics. And this time around, I'm going to merge whether it is professional auditor or we as an accountant. So the concept will be quickly discussed. Bribe. What is a bribe? Bribe is not only about cash, but when you give things of value in order to influence official or personal opinion or behavior. I don't have time to expatiate. Now, for Ojedi that talks about if it is cash, that's when it is problem. The answer is no. Once you give things, in fact, hugging somebody will be bribe. Pecking, kissing. Don't you know that people can exchange immorality as a bribe? Now, we have official and personal bribe. If it is to influence official behavior, it is called official. If it is just you and I, it is personal. Now, there's something we call illegal gratuity. But in our parlance, all of us believe that everything is bribe. No. Illegal gratuity is when Tosin did something for me without collecting bribe, and later, maybe after 2 days, I came back and say, thank you, take. That is a bribe that you may not call it, but it's called illegal gratuity. Like I said, I don't have time to expatiate on it. Now, there's another thing called extortion. What police did on the road is not bribe, and it is not illegal gratuity, but it is called extortion. When you use force to ask for something from somebody, it is not a bribe, it is illegal gratuity. And that's why when you charge some people to court, they may actually win the case because you are charging them on a wrong concept. So when somebody asks you for something, then you talk about extortion. What about inducement? Now, what about gift? All these compromise your position. And let me tell you one thing. If I'm the type that patronize Benga Omidiji all the time, and whenever I get to him, even when he has his money, I just give him, okay, I just say, make I give you this Pampers. I don't know what you want to use it for. This is a tire. This is a bed sheet. The day, that time, there's no relationship between us as to him favoring me. The day he will want to take decision that I am involved because of that previous inducement, gift, illegal, subtle extortion, Oga, he will favor me. Hence, it is totally forbidden. Now, I'm talking as a pastor now, but there's something called official extortion, and there's a proper name that I've forgotten. That one is when you want to give contract to people and you say they should pay 10%. Economic extortion, that's the name. So what they collect in those offices where they want to give you audit, and they said out of this 100,000 for your audit, you give us 10,000. That's not bribe, but it's called economic extortion. So my colleagues, you need to explore all this to the fullest in order to position your mind. Therefore, anything that can influence behavior of other party, whether now or in the future, when you do it, it is not acceptable. Now, Titi said something that I couldn't keep my joy is on policy. Some organization will say, please don't appreciate our staff. They are doing their work. Another organization will say, once they give you something like that, don't embarrass, but you must take it to the central office, maybe HR office, and it's going to be given to motherless baby and the like. So whether or not anybody give you such gift is not going to influence you. Some will say no. Any gift that you are giving our staff or you want to give anybody that is more than certain amount of money, let's say 10,000 naira, we will not take it from you, no matter who you be. All these are put in policy. When you go against it, it is called unethical behavior. And that was why I said ethic is situational in nature. If I dress and I use face cap on Babariga, it's acceptable somewhere else, but it's not acceptable in my field. So it is unethical here, but ethical there. I don't want to turn this to another class, but I hope we have been able to learn from my unnecessary ranting this morning. IPC, I don't know whether you have run away from me this time. IPC, IPC, this is getting to lunch.
Waiting, I know the auditor. I know they work for a company where then they give amper. But what I've noticed is that yes, it has a lot to do with corporate policy. One section of the economy where I know that gifts and ampers are discouraged is with the microfinance banks. If you relate with microfinance bank officers, you know that it is part of their corporate policy that you cannot give ampers, you cannot give their staff any tip or anything because they feel that they will be compromised. So if that is the corporate policy there, then we can look at what is the relationship between an auditor and his client. Then you have to draw a line between professionalism and marketing. I'm a marketing professional, and I know the impact or the marketing reward that comes with giving ampers and giving gifts. So you have put me in the spot if you are looking at me as an accountant and I'm telling you that I'm a marketer that believes that everybody should give ampers to keep the trade alive. So I feel that, well, it's a matter of policy, it's a matter of principle, and I feel that what matters is how do you draw the line where your objectivity will not be compromised? Now, again, you need to know whether, I don't know which perspective you are looking at it. The auditor giving amper or the client giving the auditor amper. There are two different things I want us to look at. If the auditor is giving amper, is giving to say, thank you for giving me this job. I hope you will stay with us. But if the client is giving ampers, is for me, I'm just expressing my personal view now. So don't take it as standard. If the client gives the auditor ampers, it might be more, it may be seen more in the light of compromise or currying favor. Whereas when the auditor gives the client amper, I will see it as marketing for retention. So whichever way we look at it, for the auditors in our midst, I wish you wisdom to be able to navigate that thin line between marketing and professionalism. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my IPC. Ican member who are auditing are not expected to do unnecessary marketing. So giving amper to your clients so that they can retain you is also wrong. Now, unfortunately, God, you look, will you be able to hold to this? I don't know until I get to that situation. But officially, it should not be done. You can get the job without the amper of the team. And auditor paying bills when you are in restaurants for clients is also seen as aberration, or staff or auditee giving you such treatment, paying your air flights, tickets, trip, all expenses paid for you and your family, all those things impair independence. And no auditor will come, no ICAM will come to support it. But like my IPC said, please apply wisdom and be decorum in what you want to do. I think we should move on. We have less than 10 minutes to go, please.
Okay, thank you so much for those insightful responses. I'll quickly take this question here by Mrs. Maxwell Fumilola. She's asking, please explain ICANN credit hour and how to check out on the ICANN platform. Hello. Let me take the question
Chief
again.
Abe is on the road, but can Alaji take us through this? Alaji, are you there to quickly take us through this, or if you cannot, then I'll go ahead, or if IPC want to help. Okay, so let's all of us mute ourselves so that we don't disturb. Okay. Now, on the issue of credit hours is given per training successfully executed, and there are some activities of the institute that attract credit hour, but majorly the one out there is structure and unstructured. Unstructured is when you accrued your credit hour through other program other than the training conducted or approved by ICANN in terms of retraining. So the credit hour you will get there will be unstructured. You attended a meeting, you perform one duty, and it attracts credit hour. But when it is direct training, organized conferences and the likes, they are called structured. Now, for anybody to attract that, you must have attended approved program or training of ICANN. And each of the training is assessed by members' education department. If the name has not changed, they will value it. There's a way they calculate, but out there, there's a way we normally calculate in terms of number of hours the training take divided by a particular factor to get number of credits you will get per a training or per hour. Once this is determined, you all have profile with ICANN, and each of you will get credit for such hour. And when you go online on your members portal, just access member portal, look very well to see your financial status or your credit status. You will be able to see all the programs you have attended over time and the credit in which they attributed to such. And that's how it works. Now, let's take it home in terms of district. All the district activities that involve technical activities will submit your name in terms of attendance to ICANN. ICANN, we will also give proof that this is what we do, this is how we did it, and they will ask us to even send the profile of the presenter if there's any paper presentation. The paper itself, they will evaluate it if it's what we should do, and at the end of the day, they will credit everybody. Why I was looking for Alaji is to tell us the last time we were credited. I don't normally check because I trust.
Sorry, I'm here, sir. Sorry, I missed that.
Okay, so
here, sir.
When was the last time we sent our report to ICANN, and which one has been credited to date?
We are in April now. As at February, all our members has been credited with the monthly credit units.
And what is the credit unit we got
for,
last?
For every month, for every of our technical session or every of our monthly meeting, the ICANN give us 2 unit credit hours, unstructured one. And again, okay, for this one as well, all attendees of this breakfast hour we get 2 unit credit hours for this program.
Unstructured as well.
Yes, sir. And again,
okay, so
another thing I need to add for the MCP credit hours, members are required to acquire 30 unit credit hours in a year. That's also one of the conditions ICANN stipulated for members to be up to date in their professional development.
So that's why it is compulsory, mandatory. So you yourself can calculate if you have attended conference, both in national conference and zonal conference. you are given structured credit. But what we are saying is that whatever the struggle that you have struggled during the year, ensure you are not short of 30 units. And you can calculate, if you have attended one meeting and you attended, let's say 12 meetings in a year, you can conveniently calculate 2 times 12. That is maximum you get from meeting. That is if you attend all our meeting. Okay. Then if you attend conference come with their credits. I can't remember the annual accountant conference credits. I know it should not be less than 16. The same thing for Zona. So what I do is that I just keep my money for all this, no matter the situation. I keep, because I don't want anybody to call me out that I'm not. How will you feel if a junior member come to you and say, please, can you sign for me? And you are not lying. Apart from paying your something, they look at that in sponsoring people here and there. Okay, so, and it also help you to develop your inner mind. And the anniversary we did last time is also with conference. The secretariat, we put a letter together and sent to Ican. It's not going to be just 2 units because it was more or less like a district conference, which we elaborated a lot of hours on the training. So it's going to be calculated from the time we started the conference in the morning and the time we stop and start the anniversary. So the number of hours and the paper will be put together and sent to the secretariat. We should not get less than 5 or thereabouts on that, depending on. Yes.
Sorry, my chairman, for the information I gave you before now. The last time we have our credit hours was at December, not February. We have sent the current one to them. They're processing that.
They are processing January to date, right?
Yes, sir. They are processing that, sir.
Okay, so now just take that our event of 25th of is in March now, is not just ordinary meeting. So if you don't write it specially, they will treat it as ordinary meeting. So what you need to do is get profile of the 2 paper presenter, get their paper and flyers that we did, send it to the members unit. They will give us an enhanced unit. Let it be known that it's a district conference. Of course, we wrote the secretariat for that. So that will help us. So members, you are saved, and that's how to accumulate your credit unit. Don't forget that there's something called academic conference as well. I always make sure I pay. It's about 30,000 or thereabout, or 25 for online. Even if you cannot attend physically, you can just register for online and you get a reduced payment for it, and you are not under unnecessary expenditure profile. Okay, so the last question, so that we can round up. We have no time again.
Okay, my chairman, 2 more questions. Although they are not academic questions, they are sent to my DMA, and I have your approval to go ahead. So the person said, we have been receiving the broadcast on the forthcoming investiture program of the district. What is members' participation in this program?
Okay, so what we do for every investiture is that we all supposed to be there. And you agree with me that situation of things in the society is hard, or let me not use negative word, but you are expected to be part of it. The district is very, very concerned about expenditure profile of our member. But naturally, in our tradition, there's always this district investiture levy. I think the last time, who can remind me, Chief Kolawole, what was the amount we paid for the last investiture as levy?
10,000 naira, sir.
10,000. What about the first time we did investiture?
For old members, 5,000 naira.
For new member?
10,000 naira.
Okay, so it's 10,000 naira.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
So the explanation for that is the fact that old member contributed no less than 100K before for that program. So we only asked them to add 5,000. Then member that joined, they pay 10. So it's our tradition that we charge 10,000 per district levy for investiture. But event of these days are proving that things are not smiling. We will still indulge beg, appeal to member that by the time we are calling, let's just do our own part to be part of this program. And one of those things that set us aside in terms of integrity and a district on the move or a model district is our ability to coordinate ourselves. And in order to survive for this, authority of this district from A to Z has agreed that we are not going to be charging our member for any training. I was sending something to my ESCO, even when they were calling some of us elsewhere to come and deliver paper, you see price tag 5,000, 10,000. I'm not sure it is in our character in this district to do that. I did not meet it in the hands of my elders. So I'm not interested in it. I would rather support. And we make sure that you get it for free. So if it is now in the teacher, cost per participant is not less than 9,500. It's not less than that. Outside the gift that some of us we also want to give. The last investiture, if you are fortunate, you will have collected, no matter how useless that book is, the price of that book is 5,000 around in the market, and they are begging to get it. We also gave something. So what about the meal? If you go to a standard hotel anywhere, give meal per lunch, breakfast will not be less than 5,000. I'm not talking about Namina you hotel. You will not hit less than 5,000. So if such is being served in the nature of the hotel we are using, that means if you are taking only lunch, you will have consumed 5,000 words. And what about the cost of the all per participant? So that's why we peg 10,000. We will see how far you can help us on this. Appropriate information will be given. But what is now more important is that talk to your organizations for us if they can help us with adverts. The rate of adverts is already out, and the goodwill for those of us that can do it. Just if you don't know what to do, greet yourself in that. Don't even greet us. We have not done well, no problem. Greet yourself that I congratulate myself. I, Sandra Momo, congratulate myself for witnessing another investiture of our district. Just pay us the money. Do whatever you want to do on that page. And we'll be very happy because the cost will be used to defray some of our expenditure profile. I think I should not waste time on this. Anchor, do you still have any other question for me?
Yes, last question, sir, from Jide Adebayo. Said, we have been getting information on the forthcoming investiture program. However, when is the election process commencing in the district?
Okay, so I want to take it that Jide did not take part in the district conference and anniversary that we held on the 25th of March. The name of the electoral umpires were read out, and the member in that meeting approved in line with the constitution of this society as released by authority of Ican. So the committee has since been constituted, and we have fulfilled all what you fulfill. I want to use this medium to tell us informally that our AGM is May 14. Am I right, Alaji? Tosin, am I right? May 14.
Yes, sir.
Somebody should help my brain. Oh. Okay, if that is anything to go by, it means the result of election must be read on that day, and subtly handing over process will be initiated. So that means that 2 days before 14, election of new or deserving member will be conducted online. I have in all authority that the committee is working on releasing the nomination form anywhere from now. But the last time I checked, the chairman of this electoral committee is there. Dr. Alebiosu, are you in the right frame of condition to just say one or two things? If you are there. So while she's preparing to unmute herself, so the lineup is there and the timetable has been approved. So within the next few days, the nomination will be out for whoever want to contest. Just go and read the charter or constitution very well with regards to this. So if you are interested, feel free to obtain. Within 1 week, they will do their screening. Within the 30th of this month, they will release the name of qualified members to contest, and after which the electoral process will start. That's what I think the chairman will want to say. Tosin, I don't know whether you, on behalf of the questionnaire, confirm whether this answer is sufficient.
Yes, sir. It does, sir. It does, sir. It does, sir. The chairman of the electoral committee will soon release the timetable of the electoral process to all members on the platform, and every other information will be contained in that timetable. Thank you, sir. So that's the last question, and that will be all for today regarding the breakfast section of this episode. We call on Dr. Shebu Ishola to give us vote of thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tosin, as aspiring doctor, distinguished colleagues and professional colleagues, members of Ilupeju Bagala and District Society. It is with, I don't have doubt in my mind that we all enjoyed these few minutes that we have shared together as a family. It's called Breakfast with the Chairman, but I want to say it's like a family meeting, and I think we gained 1 or 2 things from it. It's another first initiative from the district as usual, and we want to thank the chairman for always being there. The ESCOs who have acted as a panelist, who have tried to answer questions, provide answers to the questions asked, and to the members too. If the members are not there, there's nothing the ESCO can do. So we appreciate our presence. We appreciate each and every one of us for the contributions. And the anchors and all the people that worked in the background success, we want to appreciate them and say that we'll continue to take Ilupeju Bagala to an enviable height. We'll keep raising the bar, and with the support of every one of us, I want to say we'll continue to be high up there. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Amen. Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate that. Once again, we want to thank everybody for joining. We really appreciate your time and effort. We say thank you all. By the special grace of God Almighty, the next edition of this program will come up by July 15th this year. Let us diarize that. Let's have it on our diary so that we can continue to enjoy the good initiatives from the model district. On this note, we shall be joined.
Hold on.
Okay,
I think I have a closing thought.
Okay, sir.
And I would not want to close without also allowing Ogamidiji to also say 1 or 2 things. I mentioned something the other time. Without fear of favor, I want us to bear in mind that as the district is going to process of leadership change, I want us to support all of us in ensuring we have smooth and BVAS enabled electoral process. That on a lighter mood, I also want to let you know I've not been sent. I think I'm old enough at some minutes to 50 to stand by my words and be responsible for what I do. That members of our districts will be contesting Ican Council election. I know I'm online, and with all sense of responsibility, I want us to have it in mind that we will support our home. I don't know, but the last time I checked, this time is the time when our patron and pillar of our district will be seeking re-election and is the current honorary treasurer of the institute. Toby Abiola. I think this is the time he's contesting. We should be on the lookout. We will be talking to us. Please pay your subscription if you have not done so. And let's see how we can talk to our friends. We've all seen what he has done. Irrespective of whatever you are hearing from outside, Yoruba will say, Ara ijali eyiwa. Please, nobody is intimidating anybody, but as for me and my family, we will continue to serve God. I will recognize some people that just joined us within the last few days, and they are here. Lubodun and Co. All of you, we really appreciate you, and I hope Anchor will also appreciate all those new people. Edalmidiji, please, it's not going to be all go well for me not to hear your closing thoughts. And after you talk, I'm not talking again. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Chairman and our distinguished members. It's been an exciting 2 hours once again this month. And like Dianco has announced, the next edition will be coming up in July. And by that time, I'm sure we'll be having a brand new chairman. So look forward to go. Diarize it so that it will be the first time the new chairman will be serving us breakfast. And like he has also said, it is more or less a family meeting. And we want to please encourage you to talk to your colleagues who are in this district to always try as much as possible to turn up for events such as this. Well, the chairman has talked about the transition. Well, with this time of transition, the presidential year will come to an end by May 31st. New chairman and a new president will emerge. So I want, as members of the model district, I want to be a part of the process. In the district, please ensure that you fulfill your civic duties. Only those who have paid their annual dues will be part of the electoral process. You can't vote if you have not paid your annual due. And I'm sure, again, that cutoff will also be April 30th. The election will come up in May. Like I said, the chairman of the electoral committee will be making a release on all our platforms to release the electoral process. So I want all members to be part of that process. Then at national level, election will come up, I think, from May 18th, and only those who have paid their annual due as at April 30th will be a part of that process too. So please, let us take note of some of these things. If you want to enjoy the life assurance policy that has been put in place by the Institute for its members, you have to pay your annual due before March 31st. If you want to be a part of the electoral process and you want to cast your vote in the same year, you have to have paid your annual due latest by April 38th. This is an annual due you will still pay. Whether you pay in January or you pay in December, you will still pay. So why not pay before March to be a part of the life, to enjoy the life assurance, or pay before April to be a part of the political process? It's always good not to just be a fence sitter. We will not allow you to be a fence sitter in Ilupeju Bagada. You must be active. You must pay. You must participate. You must attend meetings, and you must do everything that is necessary for you to be qualified as an active member. Well, I won't say more than that. I'm sure the Secretariat is on top of its game. We will get to know those who are yet to pay the annual due in the next few days, either at the district or the national level. The Secretariat will be calling you individually to make sure that, to impress it upon you to make that payment, and now you can be a part of the political process, both at the district and as well as the national level. If you want to be a part of the ESCO, it's free. You just need to get a copy. I want to tell the chairman of the electoral committee to please paste a copy of the district bylaw on all the group platforms so that people can read and digest and know what they can do. Of course, for the benefit of doubt, the position of the chairman, the vice chairman, and the secretaries are not available to be competed for, but every other position is available because those positions are by, is it promotion, we'll call it now, so that people who succession, yes. So they are not open for contest. But every other position, fortunately, in the liquid warehouse, and this we have, I think, 17 executive committee posts. Though I think there are 4 that are by appointment by the ESCO, and the other. So please just read through the bylaw to know the positions that are available for you to contest for. Be a part of the process. Don't be a fence sitter. Be active. Join a committee. Do something that people will know that you are here. Something positive, though. Not something negative. So that, because I remember the story of somebody that said he wants the whole world to know you, and the person said, run mad for a day, and the whole world will know you. So, but do something positive so that we all know that you are here with us. Thank you very much, and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you very much, IPC. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, all executives. And thank you to all our members for joining this session. Do have a lovely weekend. Can we have the closing prayer from Alhaji Ismail Sulaiman? Alhaji Ismail Sulaiman, please unmute yourself and give us a short closing prayer.
Thank you, my chairman, for the honor and privilege. Let us pray. We thank God for giving us the opportunity of gathering together for this sumptuous breakfast being given by our able chairman. We thank him for sparing our life to participate in it. We thank God that he has been there for us. We thank for all the questions being asked. We thank for all the answers. We thank God for all the participants. We pray that come and be with us and continue to guide us. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Haraman Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Amen. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin. Amen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the prayer. And like you mentioned, the breakfast is indeed sumptuous. Let's have a Ican anthem and the national anthem as we close.
Let's go, Ican fount of treasure, in triumph of honor raised, standing stronger in harmony, building a land together, dreams of a founding fathers, we are striving to attain our counts and values that we share through all ages be sustained. Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Noble Ican, your accuracy we cherish. We uphold your integrity.
National anthem.
what I say, I mean.
Thank you all. Have a lovely weekend.
You there used to go. Prof. Ọlọ́bọ̀ra ẹ̀kọ́ rẹ ní pé ọmọ ẹ̀ ní oníṣẹ́dí bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká súnlẹ̀kẹ̀ sí di ọmọ ẹlòmíràn.
Àǹtí mi olówe.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ni wọ́n ṣe ń sọ, mo fẹ́ correct prof ni.